As somebody who draws things for a living, and I guess this goes for really anyone who's self-employed, but I was just thinking how it just never really ends. You know, you just feel like, or at least, I don't know if I'm the only one. You really feel like it just never, you have to keep, that grind never ends. You always feel like there's more to do. Any moment that you're not working, it's like you're doing something wrong. It's even before I was self-employed, I guess. When I was working a regular job, and I would basically look at comics as my out from that. I would think that most of us, we don't love working. We're not really put here to do that, I would say. And that doesn't mean laziness or whatever is the way. I'm just saying, we're not meant to be working in a factory, moving boxes around, pressing keys on a keyboard. We'd like to, when we were in school, they always say, follow your dreams. Try to do whatever it is you want to do in life. And so any moment that if I was tired after that day job and I wasn't working on my comic, I wasn't trying to improve my drawing skill, I'd feel guilty. And it would only be worse as I finally, quote unquote, made it. It's like, I'd be angry at myself. I'd be like, didn't you want this? Do you even appreciate this? Like, it's taken all this work to get here, and now you want to just be lazy. You don't want to draw. You don't want to, you can, they always say, don't compare yourself, but with the amount of time that my style of art takes, it's hard not to notice other artists just being way more prolific. It's, I'm only human. It's you just feel like you're being left behind sometimes if you're not at least doing another page. If you're not promoting your work, if you're not constantly reminding people that you exist, if you're not doing another YouTube video, I really don't even want to be doing this. Not to sound negative, I appreciate anybody who's watching this, but to be honest, my dream life is one where no one knows me. One where I get to be my weird self, and maybe in a cabin somewhere, just creating things. But that's just not how this goes. It's just not how. And that's why sometimes I'll go a while without even posting any art, because it's just a big distraction. But you have to just tell people that something's coming out. You have to constantly keep throwing a log on the fire, or else maybe it's just going to go out. And you just never feel accomplished. You might finish a page of a comic, you might finish a commission, and for a moment you get the sense, okay, cool, that's done. Check that box. But then immediately it's just, okay, well, now what? Now what? I have to keep moving. There's just always this weight. There's always this sense that I'm being left behind. I'm being, it's just never enough. Like any gig you get, any opportunity that comes along, it's like, okay, cool. As soon as it's pretty much, confirmed that you're going to be doing it, it's like, all right, cool, but would have been nice if it was this other thing. It's never good enough. Or you sell a piece of original art and it's like, oh, I put all that work into that, but I can't help but think now that just went to this bill, or but you don't really have a choice. And it's just, I mean, you try to be grateful. I definitely am. I mean, most days I wake up and I'm living the dream. This is what I wanted. All I want is to just draw, but it's like this, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like this weight that, and it comes along with all these thoughts. It comes along with all these negative, horrible things and it's all because you have to just keep making money. You have to keep putting work out. You have to keep, and again, this isn't like a complaint. It's just, it was so hard to get the first published comic. It was so hard to break in. It was so hard to get established as an artist. And I still don't feel like I am. I still don't feel like anyone knows who I am or knows my work. That's why I feel like you just, I just feel like every moment it's wasted if I'm not working. If I'm not, I'll even, instead of sitting down to eat, I'll just stand. Because maybe if I'm sitting down, I'll get too comfortable and I'll waste more time. So let's just eat quick. Let's stand. I sit all day, so let's just, and I look at it as a good thing, I guess, because I'll use it as motivation. I'll use it as, it's not healthy to be sitting all day, so that's a positive spin on it. But, I'll even just put off so many real life obligations to just keep working, keep drawing. And they just stack up, and then I'm spending a bunch of time doing those because eventually you need to do them. And then I'll feel guilty because I'm not doing more work. It's just this inescapable thing. I mean, I'm not trying to complain, but this is just a reality. Does anyone else feel like this? I don't know. It goes in waves. It goes in waves. Even if I finish a book, like a full comic, like 4 issues of a comic, let's say, not even that. Just if I finish one page, it can feel like I just ran a marathon. And I need a break. Just, you feel, and I've worked plenty of real jobs, so I know what you know, real work is. You know, I'm sure someone will complain and say I don't really know what real work is, or I'm just a complainer. But I'm just being honest. This is a real thing that no one really talks about too much. You know, and again, I don't want to stress it enough. I'm not complaining. It's just, this is a real, you think that eventually I'll get to a stage where I'll be established enough. I'll be comfortable enough. I can just kind of, but that stage never comes, or it hasn't yet. You know, you just have to, you're already, basically you tried so hard to get into the industry you're trying to get into, and then once you're there, it's like that's just the start. That was just the warm-up to get in, and then it's just nonstop. You never feel accomplished. You always feel the need to promote. You know, but one thing, I guess, the goal, if I can really have like two goals. One is a lot more, it's more of a dream, is you just get to a place where you just do it whenever you want. And you just kind of, whenever you want, you just draw. And I mean, even if that even happened, I'd probably be drawing all the time anyway, because it's so ingrained. Like, any moment I'm not doing it, I feel weird. I don't feel normal. I really never feel normal, but a more realistic goal is try to get to a place where it's more like a 9 to 5, maybe weekends off fully, and just more of a, I guess, standard work schedule. But yeah, I think it's just, you never know when the next thing's coming, so you just feel the need to constantly just do as much as you can. And you did it to kind of escape one rat race, but it's hard to feel like you're not in a new one. It's almost where, you know, the only escape is like sleep, pretty much. And if it's not clear, you know, I do really love drawing. It's everything. Like, I just wish I could just do that, but then again, it a lot of it becomes a have to. A lot of it, so I know, you know, some people might say, why don't you just do a drawing on the side for fun? But if I'm doing that, I'll just feel like I'm wasting time. I'll feel like that could have went to my book, or that could have went to some other work thing. But yeah, I hope this isn't too negative. I guess this is more of a vent session. This is more of a, I don't know if anyone relates. I mean, say whatever you want in the comments. It's a free, I mean, you don't need to be mean. You don't need to be, but whatever you think, I don't care. I'm just, you know, just being real. These are some honest thoughts. But yeah, you just feel like if you're not pushing forward, every minute is wasted. But All right. I guess, yeah.